Titanium
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Feeling it.
Origin story Wonder Woman.
Oh, it's good.
Well, I mean, I guess not necessarily, but in the franchise of the films.
Well, they went through the origin. They saw, you got to see the little Wonder Woman.
But what I mean is they had back in the day,
Back
the
in
TV
the
show.
day. Yeah,
So
they
we've
did.
been introduced via the screen.
Yeah, but I haven't even seen the TV show. It's like the Batman.
Do you work tomorrow?
I do.
Okay, you can just stay up all night and watch them.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Or just have it on the background tomorrow. Is it good? Did you watch the original Wonder Woman TV show?
Mainly in the background when I was a kid.
Okay. Which means as a kid, you definitely weren't paying attention if it's
Not
in the background.
really.
Yeah.
No.
I know
It
if
was-
anything was on the background for me as a child, it wasn't
Yeah.
even the
I mean,
background.
I-
it just didn't exist.
I remember it, and I remember certain things, and I thought a few things were kind of dumb, like the lasso
Of
truth, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's
Gauntlets.
weird. And, yeah, I mean, it was some of it. I remember being sort of entertaining and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but I didn't understand
Right.
what was going on because I didn't care. Stuff like that. So
How old were you?
anyway, I don't remember like when it came out, but I was pretty young.
Okay.
I mean, I think it was on a few years.
Yeah, it was.
4 or 5, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was pretty young.
But we're not talking about the TV show today, are we, Nate?
No, 2017,
2017.
where I was a little bit older.
6 years ago. Puberty went and happened.
It did.
Oh. It's fun. And there's not too many super heroines, super females, whatever, super heroines.
That are definitely not that are successful.
Yeah, or compelling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we don't really have any other ones.
They blew it with Captain Marvel.
Yeah. But did you finally see they did the trailer?
I did.
It didn't get
And
booted.
It didn't, but I'm
It's
not
going to
convinced.
afterwards.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that
Yeah.
this is a good idea.
But Wonder
and-
Woman is definitely, I think, the best superhero that's a female. I think it has a very compelling story. I like her backstory. The way they tied it into everything was super cool. Relatable.
That's one thing that here at Marvel does very well.
a monster. So something Marvel does not do well. But you know who does? DC.
DC, Dog City.
Dog City.
But anyway, the origin story with this for me, when I was watching this again, I do really like this film.
Yep.
I haven't seen 1984.
Not great.
Yeah, I've heard that. But I really do like this film.
Yeah.
The origin part of the story, though, when she was little and growing up, I think took way too long.
Yeah.
They could have definitely had more of her like adult crime fighting, villain fighting.
I wish you could have seen more of the looming threats
Yeah.
than what existed.
Yeah.
I think they could have kept the same amount of time, but
Yes.
the way that they did kind of you don't need to be trained because Ares isn't even real. Like, it's all a myth. It's like that oral history of like, it's so far in the past right now, it's probably not even true. Like, it's not a real threat. And so it would have been more fun or cool. Like, maybe they even did more splatter of Chris Pine's character going to World War I, or even they could have even done some like stuff with like the Civil War or the Industrial era and like Great Britain. There's so many different opportunities of like where are we at on the timeline, like the 1900s, like 'cause obviously she's old, and so it would have been interesting to see those kind of time lapses of what's happening in the outside world and how are these people getting sheltered,
Right.
and not acknowledging what's going on.
Right.
That would have been really cool. And again, they could have even potentially added time, but again, it would have tied into the overall story.
Yeah, I agree 100%. What do you think of the way we have this list? I don't know if you have it in front of you.
I do not have it in front of me.
But so one of the things that it is that thanks for putting this list together,
Right.
because I'm not organized most of the time, and exploiting some of their weaknesses and stuff in here.
Yeah.
What did you think of that? I don't think they did a very good job of it.
No.
I think that it was just this is one of these things that it's not very real.
The biggest
in the sense that, like, not obviously it's not real, but
Right.
but in the sense of she's invulnerable, right? Like, and that's not true.
the hardest thing that she went through in this movie was assimilating into a world where women didn't have as much authority compared to what she was used to.
Yeah,
That was if you're looking at what was her struggle and arc through this film, that was it. Because there were so many different
that's
times.
weak.
It is weak.
right. That's
Yeah.
like weak.
They could have
It's
again.
a weak argument. I mean,
Right. No, I
and
agree.
I totally
Yes.
understand it, and that's then they made that obvious. That's
Yep.
not what I mean. But as far as the writing aspect goes, that's a weak argument.
There's
Like, that was weird.
There's a reason why, like, a lot of superhero films, the rhythm that they go to is you have the backstory, you develop it, they now come into their own, they face somebody, boom, there's their weakness, something that they struggle with, have probably another 30 minutes of how do we overcome that, and then boom, we're at, again, the end scene. But I think the reason it works so well is because in the beginning you grow to love the character, the middle you get to see the struggle of, they're a superhero. How do you balance that?
Well, and she didn't know all of her powers
Right.
yet. She hadn't
Yeah.
realized,
yeah,
like, really who she was.
right.
Yeah.
So she went from being invulnerable to being even more invulnerable.
Right.
That's why Hulk movies do so well.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. So I agree with a lot of that. I think that the era that we're in just culture and society, is that you can't be vulnerable,
Right.
and I think that's not good and accurate and real. And
No.
so I liked some of that realness.
Yeah.
But they did that with Chris Pine's character.
Yep.
They did that with some of the other ones, but not the
The main.
super.
Yeah.
So I didn't really care for that too
No.
much. But
I did like that. I mean, I loved Chris Pine's character, but I love that they killed him off at the end.
yeah,
I mean, that's
real.
a choice.
Yeah.
That's real.
yeah,
Most times people don't like films and series like this don't have the guts to do that.
right.
They didn't do that even with Captain America. It was basically kind of the same type of story in the sense of like,
Well, Endgame, they killed half the people off, and they brought half the people back.
Yeah.
then.
but I'm just looking at the individually.
No.
Like Captain America's story is
No, I
yeah.
I agree.
Right.
But my point is
And
like,
there's even the question mark: is
they-
Iron Man, is Tony, Robert
Actually
Downey Jr. coming
dead.
back?
I
Yeah.
know.
That's
I know.
stupid.
He says he's not,
yeah.
but it's exactly.
Yeah.
I agree. We're getting off again, which is a surprise.
That's right.
We're usually so focused.
Oh yeah. I did like her. An arc that I did enjoy of her as a hero is, in the Amazon, the Themyscira, wherever they were at, like, we're here to help ourselves and protect ourselves. That's the goal. Like, Ares doesn't exist. I like the arc of her seeing, the first thing was Chris Pine came in. What differentiates you from being the good guy to the bad guys and good versus evil? And then she continued to go outside of the world and went to Britain and get to understand what is going on in the world and what does evil even look like.
Right.
And so that was really
She'd
compelling
never
to me.
experienced anything like
Yeah,
that, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think to me that was the most intriguing part of the storyline. And then again, her battle through that is that, again, she is a woman. And in World War I era, they didn't have a ton of say. But again, she had the passion, she had the care for the people, she loved and wanted to help people. And then she had to understand she had to think through things versus just acting too. So that was really fun to watch.
Yeah, and it made a lot of sense. and I think that Gail Gadot did really well.
Yeah.
With that.
She didn't even know she was auditioning for Wonder Woman when she first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like kind of like a private, like it was like one of those things where you're auditioning. I guess I'm not an actor, so I don't know what it's like, so it doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, she auditioned and didn't really know what the part was for, and she got to be Wonder Woman.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is crazy. I did not heard
Also, fun fact, during reshoots, which I thought was fun, she was actually pregnant.
that. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Huh.
crazy.
Didn't show.
No, it did not. She was pretty muscular. Yeah.
Easy over here, boy.
Yeah. Puberty's real.
Hey, what? That's really all I have. I'd really love to hear from the audience. We're, this some new things we're doing and having fun with, and what do you want to get out of like a superhero, supervillain type?
Titanium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
And how do we hear that?
How do they hear it?
How do they?
That's a great question.
No, how do
because
they
shouldn't.
let
how do
us
they?
know?
That would be at LegitQ at MattyMovieMix.com.
Excellent.
343 today, baby. Pew pew pew.
Love it.
Love it.